when I taught this class, we had gobs of time because we were meeting, 2 to 3 times a week. Now we're meeting 1 time a week. And I'm confident that we can get through the material pretty well doing 2 sections per week. And so I laid that out in the video that I made and put on Canvas. So if we do 2 sections a week, at present we're only meeting 1 time. My feeling and my mode, and I've been doing this for a lot of years, so it's hard for me to change it up, but I like presenting face-to-face. I would rather present the lectures, do the lessons, try to do examples with you here, rather than have you do it, just look at the lecture online and then do questions. It's not going to leave a lot of time for questions, which I'm a little bit worried about. So, I don't know, how do you feel about that? Would you rather get the instruction from the book and a online instruction and then come with questions? Would you rather get the lesson in the class time, and then maybe if you have questions, you can always email me, we can Zoom in for questions, you can come to the after school, just come after school after the classes out at 12. I'm willing to stay, and sometimes to get through the lessons, honestly, we might have to go into that time a little bit. But would you rather have person-to-person lessons, or would you rather have online lessons and questions during this class time?
I don't know if in-person lessons.
I feel like in-person lessons will reduce the amount of questions.
Probably. Now, I'm going to try to be really, the thing that takes a long time about teaching this class is literally writing the matrices on the board. It takes a long time to do that. If you help me by telling me what the numbers are, so I don't have to keep turning around. There's some things we can do to hasten the lesson, I think. But, and I'll try to be, I'm going to try to be quick. We only have an hour, and I've got to get through 2 lessons, and I'm going to try to do that today. Plus, we're not dealing with any homework coming in. But in my mind, this is the way I would like to do it, but I don't want to force your hand if you feel strongly about it in a different way. I'd like to give the lessons in class, and then when you come to the school next Wednesday, you'll bring the homework. So I'll collect up the homework, maybe answer a question or 2, and then launch into lessons. Some of the lessons will be easier to cover, and some of them won't be. Hopefully we won't be in this schedule forever, but one never knows. We'll try to be careful and not have outbreaks. Let's hope. So, I think you guys have been bombarded with safety precautions, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to adhere to those. The reason for the seating chart, and I basically just put you in alphabetical order, but you know the reason for that, right? So if Matthew, comes and gets sick, then I only say, well, Melissa, nobody was in with 6 feet of him. I would say Melissa's probably about 6 feet away. So anyway, that is the reason. Okay, let's see. Does anybody have any questions at this point? We're going to jump in and do 1.1 and 1.2 today. The yellow sheet is all the homework for the entire term. Okay?
What's the ABCD at the bottom?
You'll see in some of the homework assignments, like on 1.3, it goes through the lessons and then also has problem A. And so that's a problem for next time's section. So we'll do sections 1, 1, and 1, 2 today. And when it says 1 through 9 all, it's all parts of 1 through 9. Most of the time I pick and choose parts of problems, okay? So, that's all of chapter 1, and chapter 2 is shorter, so. Okay, so we're gonna probably start on familiar ground, okay? Yeah, Clay.
Yeah, can I grab a textbook?
Yeah. Please. Oh, and like I said, I don't know what to do. I think what I'll probably do is contact the librarian and have her come down maybe for next week. Everybody bring their books, and I'll just have her barcode you all down here in class next time. So just make sure you have them technically.
Do we need to bring these every day for class?
Oh, that's a good question. For sure next week, if we're going to check them in next week. And I've got to set myself a reminder. I'm getting old, guys, I forget stuff. But I will, I'm gonna teach right out of the book. I'm gonna do examples from the book, I'm gonna use the book as my main source, and so, if you wanna follow along, that's up to you, but I can't see that you would need it. If we had an hour and a half, 3 times a week, then most of that time would be spent, a lot of that time would be spent doing homework, so yeah, you don't wanna have your book with you. But, I don't know, that we're probably just gonna be me talking for an hour, yeah.
Did the grading scale change? Cause on here it says 94% and above, and the last year was 93% and above.
Is it? I haven't changed, as far as I know, the grading scale hasn't changed, it's probably 93. I'm just gonna go with what the school's default is. So it's probably 93. So, yeah, good point. Whatever the school's default is, I think we have to sort of all be the same, so. Okay, we're gonna start talking about linear equations. Let me see how long this has been running. So